Hey, 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 hey. Happy Monday, everybody. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clearly. Welcome to Sister Talk Power Moves. It's Monday, y'all. And you know this is where we are every Monday at 7 p.m. sharp. Welcome in. Come on in the room. It is Monday and I am your visionary and host, Mone't S. Horton, for Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Come on in the room. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clearly this evening. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Super excited to be here with you all this evening. And let me know that you can hear me loud and clearly. Come on in the room. Happy Monday. Y'all, I looked at the calendar the other day and I said, wow, we are literally now in about, I believe, 13 days from the end of the year. That is 1 day shy of 2 weeks left to the end of the year, and I'm just super excited and blessed to see this day, to be here in this moment, and to truly be, present. And so I see you all coming in. Go ahead and take a moment to click and share. Welcome into Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Super excited to have you all on tonight. We are coming into to closing out the end of the year. Tonight we get to come on for our 45th show. And again, super blessed. There's so much that is going on in our world right now. And if we don't do anything else, we have to truly be present in the moments that we have and embrace them and love while we can. People are going through so much, and doesn't matter how much makeup we put on our faces. It doesn't matter. You look wonderful, but behind all of that is someone who is possibly going through. So we have to love and embrace every single moment. But everyone, I want to let you know to take this moment to click and share. I see our phenomenal guest out there. I'm going to bring you on very, very shortly. Everyone, tonight is our 45th show of Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Again, I am your visionary and host, Mone't S. Horton. Super excited to be here tonight. Sister to Sister is a place and a space that has been created for you. Yes, for you. This is a space where we have authentic, real, transparent conversations. We talk about what I like to say, the story behind the glory. And we want to share so individuals will be uplifted, empowered to take action in their lives. And our prayers that you will not be the same when you leave this space. So again, come on in, take a seat, get your paper, your pen and your paper, because as they say in school, we want to take some copious notes. And if something resonates with you, we want to make sure that you go ahead and write it down or share this with somebody else, because you just don't want to take all the goodness in for yourself. Tonight, we have incredible, so many words were coming to my mind, incredible, phenomenal, amazing, trailblazing guest coming in, and her name is Miss Trey Kearney, and I'm going to share a little bit of her bio here. She is an author, entrepreneur, certified life coach, and transformational speaker. Those are just a few titles that she holds. The most important title is Woman of God. She has several years ago, she decided to share her story of heartache and pain. This included infidelity, and she does not deny that she was the offender. One of her favorite quotes is, "I am not judging you. I used to be you." As she healed, she grew. Now her mission is to help women heal through the use of her books, conferences, radio show, blogs, television, and coaching. She hosts an open platform that addresses women who have been hurt from many issues. But the biggest topic is being hurt as a result of betrayal and how to snatch back your life. Y'all, I'm excited already. Motivating women across the country is no easy task for this phenomenal woman, but she does so because of her purpose. She finds herself speaking at conferences like Radio One's B Expo, Lucinda Cross's Activate Conference, all right, and her own events. It's Healing Time annual gathering. She's going to talk more about that. Utilizing all media platforms as well. With determination to help her sisters heal, her dynamic personality captivates audiences all across the world. And tonight, I am super excited to have Miss Trey Kearney on tonight. You all want to go ahead and take a moment to click and share. I'm bringing her on right now. But tonight, our topic is healing from the past. Healing from the past. And you definitely want to sit at the tip of your seat tonight. Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am great. Great. I cannot complain.
Awesome. I'm super excited to have you on tonight, Trey. It's all right to call you Trey.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
That's my name.
I love your hair.
I just washed it, so I'm like,
You're looking phenomenal. It's all right.
Thank
Look,
you.
I know that you are a woman on the go, and we are happy to have you on Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Just shared a little bit of your bio, but I know that even in our brief conversation, even preparing for Sister to Sister, you look, I felt your energy through the phone.
Oh, thank you.
And I said, oh yes. Super excited, definitely dynamic, and we know that you have a story. I know that you have a story, and it's a part of your purpose to share it with women, turning your pain into your purpose. And now you speak on so many different platforms. And so I'm just happy to have you here at Sister to Sister to share with our audience as they come on, even those who may hit the replay, about our topic tonight, which is healing from the past. The past. And so as we come into this, we know, oh my goodness, so much is happening in our world today.
Yes.
And, so much is happening. And so it's so important for us to be present, I believe, in every moment that we get to have. And so today, as we jump into this conversation, yes, we're transparent. Yes, we go deep into these conversations because I want us to, when individuals see us a lot of times, see us walking down the street, at work, wherever, they see the glory, or the smiling faces and all of that, but they don't know the story right behind all of that. What people would say is the glory, right? Not that we're looking for that. But tonight, can you share with us, as it relates to healing from the past, how does this topic relate to your story?
Well, and thank you so much for having me first, Mone't. Thank you. I'm just it's a pleasure to be here and for you to share your platform. A lot of times we get intimidated by sisters, a lot of people get intimidated. I want a platform, it's all about me. So I applaud you for what you're doing to bring healing across the land, because we need it so bad. So I thank you, and I love your earrings. So those are fly. So I got here by way of committing adultery, and I share that openly. A lot of people say, why you keep saying that? Because it's not my story anymore. It just got me here, right? So Many, many years ago, I had an affair. I cheated on my husband with somebody else's husband. And it showed me the devastation that infidelity caused. And sometimes you have to go through things to see
Yeah.
what they are in order to help and release people. Because had I not been through that, I would not know what it looked like. And this would not have been my journey. So a lot of times we ask, why me, God? Because somebody got to do it. And
Mm.
he knew that I would share this part of my life with everybody. Like everybody has something that they've been through. We have some people that share their story of breast cancer,
Yeah.
and we have some women that don't. We have some people that share their story of drug addiction, and we have some people that don't. When you
Yeah.
know your purpose and your passion, you walk into it. And I believe that all of our purpose is to serve the people that God assigned to us through our gifts, talents, and experiences. So this was a very devastating experience for
Mm.
me. But what I learned from it, I'm able to give to other women. I'm able to give to other men. I'm able to give to other families. The trickle of infidelity is devastating. It just doesn't affect the two people who were
Mm-hmm.
cheating.
Yeah.
It affects the ex-husband. It affected his ex-wife. It affected our children. And to this day, it still affects our children. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're talking about this, because we have shows coming out now like The Real Side Chicks of this and that. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny and it's not cute. It's devastating.
Yeah.
But I got here by way of committing adultery, seeing the turmoil that it caused, seeing the pain, the hurt, the trickle down of all of our families. I mean, nieces and nephews who loved my ex-husband,
Mm-hmm.
his nieces and nephews who loved me, and vice versa from the guy I was with, because he was also married. And I went on my journey because I had to figure out,
Yeah.
when we talk about healing from the past, I had to sit myself down with nobody, no man. Some of y'all
Mm-hmm.
need to be on a man fast. Some of y'all need to
Wow.
be on a man break. I'm
That's
only
big.
saying, yes, and Fantasia in her book, she talks about fasting or for men.
Yeah.
But some of us need to be on a man fast.
Yeah.
And I just had to take time for myself. And the hardest
Mm-hmm.
thing to do is sit in your own silence,
Come
to
on.
sit in your own stew,
Yeah.
to lay in the bed that you created. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You
Yeah.
made the bed, now you got to lie in it. So I took time to sit still to say to myself, because I never would have been able to heal had I not faced my own demons, had I not faced what caused these behaviors in
Yeah.
me. Like, why would I sleep with somebody's husband?
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal behavior, and it's not cute. So
Yeah.
I had to go back to my past, and I had to get a coach. I got my coach, Dr. DC Marshall. I always have to shout her out. But I
Yeah.
got my coach, and this is when you know you got a good coach. When I went to her, I was like, well, they did this and they said that. She said, no, 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 no. What about you? We're not
Yeah.
here to talk about all of them. We're here to talk about you. So I had to dig deep and sit and journal and say, why did I do this? Because I saw my mother be with my stepfather, who was still married until the day he died. So the
Mm.
little girl in my mind thinks that this is okay. And I had never dealt with any of these issues growing up in a dysfunctional home with domestic violence, with fighting, with screaming. So these things became my normal. And for anybody listening, I want to say this from the beginning: dysfunction is not normal.
Yeah.
It just becomes our normal. And if we don't deal with it, we never heal from the past.
So you just said a whole lot. I love it. I love it. But we cannot move forward until we sit, you, as you said, sit in your own
Stew.
stew.
Yes.
Because so many times we're trying to run to the next thing and get so busy and multitasking. Name all the things that as women what we do, and also, you know, the men, because we have men to watch as well. But it's so important to sit still, because sometimes, oh my goodness, things are coming and showing up in our lives that we don't even know where they took root.
Yes.
When did the root? When was the seed planted?
They'll keep coming over and over and over and over again until you pluck up the root. It will keep growing if the root is still there. It's not going anywhere. Like flowers die in the winter. The bulb, the beautiful flower is gone. But you know, when you go outside and spring comes, that same flower comes, because nobody dug up the root. It just went dormant for the winter. And if we don't dig up the roots, those things are going to forever continue to show up in our relationships, and we're never going to heal from the past. And when we don't heal from the past, we damage people in the present because we're carrying wounds and we're carrying scars and we're carrying blame. And we can't even trust ourselves when we don't heal from the past because we don't trust the chooser. If you didn't heal, you don't trust yourself to make decisions. Whatever that is, you're constantly doubting yourself out of fear of repeating the same mistake. However, if you deal with what it was, because again, I want people to understand, don't blame yourself for things. Just be accountable for your part in it, right? So in order to move forward, you have to pluck up that root. You have to get to the bottom of it, and you have to own your stuff. And again, once you own your stuff and you pluck that root up, you have the space to plant a better seed. You only know what you know. Don't beat yourself up for what you did. I didn't know what I didn't know in the past, Mone't. I didn't know. I just was operating on what I thought was best for me in that season of my life. Even though it wasn't the best for me, it's the only thing that I knew. But now I know better, so I get to do better and choose better.
Yeah. All of that. Now, you said that you only knew what you knew, but once you sit in your stew, once you sit in your own situation, you realize that you give your time, that space, the time and space to realize that you only know what you know, but it's other people attached to what was showing up.
Yes.
And you, who were those who helped to plant those
seeds. Yes. Seeds. Yes. Sometimes it's the environment. So you have to be willing to change that environment. If the environment is not good, you're not going to grow. I'm a plant person. I have plants all around my house.
Yeah.
If the environment, if my plant is not growing, I'll move it around. Maybe it needs more sun. Maybe it needs to be outside. You have to find out what you need, what conditions that you need to thrive. And for a long time, I just didn't know myself. So I was operating from the things that I learned in the past, and I was carrying those into my future, which wasn't productive. Until again, I sat down in my stuff. I sat down and looked at myself in the mirror and said, first of all, that's whack. Second of all, it's not working. It's not working for you. You got to ask yourself sometimes, how's that working for you? Instead of pointing the fingers at other people, because again, nobody did anything to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody can do anything to me unless I allow it. Everything that happened in my life was a choice, right? And now I've learned along the journey, if I don't like what it is, I get to make a better choice. And when you know better, you do better. I only knew what I knew then, but I know better now. So when I do sit in those moments, I ask myself different questions now. Like we're forever going to be learning. So I ask myself different questions now when things happen, so I don't get stuck in the past. I ask myself, what did you learn from that? Right? Because things are happening in my life, even right now. Like this weekend has been crazy because I learned some things. So I have to process some things this week tonight when I lay down and journal to say, well, what did you learn from that? Because if not, I'll be stuck in that. I'll be stuck in the past of yesterday. Just yesterday.
Come on. Look, listen.
My yesterday. I'm not talking about yesterday of yesterday. I'm talking about yesterday. I'm talking about the 18th.
Yeah. Every moment. And that's why it is so important to be so present, because we can literally learn from 5 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I walked in the house today, when you mentioned that, it just triggered, I walked in the house today and I was having a conversation with my neighbor, and I said, you could have did da-da-da-da-da when you were having that conversation. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that in less than 5 minutes ago? Like, girl, you knew better. What's going on? But it's just the little things. And so the past, you said this, so, oh my goodness, it damages people, the present. It doesn't help you to be present if you can't sit in your stuff and realize what happened so that you can get off this cycle.
Yes.
Get off
hurt people. And I hate that phrase now, because I love to say heal people, right? Because when you heal from the past, you're not damaging people in the present. But when you're hurting from the past, you're damaging people in your present, and you're not giving yourself space to be loved the proper way. And I'm not just talking about from men. I'm talking about space to be loved the proper way from everybody around you, because you're so guarded, because
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to protect your heart, but you actually harden your heart because you thinking you're operating from the past of things that you did not know instead of operating from the present from things that you've learned.
Yeah.
I know some stuff now, right? I know what, I let stuff go. I don't hold on to people, I let them go. I don't
Yeah.
hold on to situations and circumstances. I let it go. Even on the highway when people are going to work, they mad, they yelling, they screaming, they get to work. That happened 2 hours ago. That person cut you up. You still mad.
You still
And,
mad.
and it's not hurting that person. It's hurting you. And that's one thing too about healing from the past. Healing from the past is about forgiving yourself
Yeah.
and forgiving others,
Yeah.
right? And the big part about forgiving others, so many of us don't want to, I'm going to forgive, but I'm not going to forget. That is about the dumbest cliche I ever heard
It
in my
really
whole
is.
entire life. And it ain't biblical, but I won't go biblical. But
Right.
when you don't forgive other people, people say, well, you don't forgive somebody, it's like drinking poison, expecting them to die. No, when you don't forgive other people, they move on and you hurt yourself
Self.
because you relive the offense over and over again. They're not reliving it. It's not like it ain't like drinking poison expecting somebody
You,
else to die. It's
you are.
punishing yourself
Yeah.
over and over. And every time you think about that offense, I'm not forgiving them because you think about the hurt that it caused you, how that went down. So you're actually punishing yourself on a regular basis and they're gone. So you hurt yourself more and more when you don't forgive people. And one of the main things you have to do first is forgive
Yeah.
yourself for not knowing what you did not know.
Yeah.
I did not know, you didn't know at 25 that when you had a child with this man who wasn't responsible, you didn't know he wasn't responsible. So he's going to be responsible one day,
But
but
not
at 25,
today.
you didn't know. So you have to let that go. You have to forgive yourself for not knowing what you did not know. And so many of us can't forgive ourselves because I didn't know that when I was 27. I didn't know that when I was 30, but I know now. So when you know better, you can do
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. And then now you're responsible and accountable for what you know
Yes.
to go in a whole nother direction. And that release that you talk about, I believe is so important. I've just been in a vein of making room, make room.
Yes.
We don't know. I'm like, God, I don't know what you're doing, but guess what? I'm gonna make room. I'm
Yes.
a, if I gotta clean out my closets, out of the clutter, all of that.
The
And that's
closet of
also
your
the
mind.
yeah, I was getting, come on, come.
Yes.
The clutter of your mind, the clutter of your heart,
Yes.
make room. You say you want love, but
But you
new
full
love
of
can't come in the old
bitterness. Full of
space. And bitter.
bitterness. There's no room for love and kindness when your heart is full of bitterness. We have to learn how to let people go so they can grow.
Yeah,
We have to learn how to let people go so we can grow. Some people are holding us and making us stagnant because we're so used to the familiar. I'm looking for new experiences. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And again, the past, one of the things is it's hard to heal from the past because of the triggers in the present. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? You're going to be triggered by things in the present from your past, but you have to be self-aware to know that's a trigger and to say, I'm not going to let that take me back to the past. I have my moment and I'm going to move forward. Okay? Because that's from the past. And whatever reason it showed up, again, you have to ask yourself that question. What am I supposed to learn from this when those triggers from the past show up in your present? Because
yeah,
they're coming to teach you something. Everything that we go through is teaching us something, right? Because again, your purpose is to serve the people that God assigned to you through your gifts, talents, and experiences.
yeah,
What am I getting from this experience that I could tell the next person? If you burn your hand on the stove, you know to tell the next person, don't touch that stove because it's hot.
yeah,
You're going to get burned. So what are you learning in each and every experience? Like right now, when me and you get off of here, we're going to learn something from this experience. And I'm definitely going to sit in it and say, what's one thing I took from that from myself?
yeah. Look, that's good. Look, I'm just sitting here downloading because I'm like, yeah, that's my sister right there. She is on it. New, new, new. So I'm making room for the new. But in order to be able to embrace the new and get all that I'm supposed, we are literally in a moment. I said coming on 13 days, right? From the new year.
Yes.
And everyone is like, yeah, we're going into the new. I didn't care. Some people have even counted off the rest of these 13 days.
Mm-mm.
But I said, oh no, I'm present. But in order to launch into and transition into the new, you have to be able to understand and know, like you said, be aware of those triggers.
Yes, they're there. They're there.
So talk to us about, for someone who is trying, who keeps seeing these cycles, these things come up, these come up. You already said, hey, we got to sit in it.
Yes.
But when you sit in it, it's like, what do I do with this stuff that I'm seeing?
What do I need to
showing
change?
Up for me?
Right. What do I need to change about in every situation that we go into, right? And I was talking about this with my niece right before we came on here. Some situations are going on, like I said, in my life.
Yeah.
And you're the common denominator. What is it about you, Trey? Everything is self-reflection. What is it about you, not the other people? When you're sitting in it, don't think about this person could have did that and that person could have did that and they shouldn't have did this. The point of sitting in your own stew is to say, what part of anything in my past, good or bad, because we can reflect on the good things too. We don't always have to sit in our stew, because some of the stew was good.
Yeah,
all we can reflect on. All of it wasn't good, but some of it was good, and we can reflect on the good stuff to say, these are the good parts of me. These are the gifts and the talents that are in me. And then we can reflect on what part of the things that hurt me, what was my part in that. You have to be held accountable when you are sitting in your stew for what you allowed, why you allowed it, why you still allowing it. Because some people still in their stew and still doing the same thing. The only way, nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Don't sit in your stew and then go back and do the same thing. The point of that, of when you're sitting there and you're talking to yourself and you're journaling about things, it's about the change in you. So when you come out of that stew, you're different. Not everybody around you, because when you change, the people around you will change. Either they'll change for the better or they'll change directions right on out of your life. Because I've had people that fell off because I changed, because I'm going in a totally different, I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. So they went in a different direction. And then I have people in my life who grew and elevated with me. Like, you're worth it, Trey. I don't want to not be around you. So they changed their activities and behaviors. But when you are sitting and learning from your past, it's all about the growth and the change in you. But we so often sit and see how we can change other people and tell them how to grow. No, when it's you change and grow yourself. Yes, you change and grow.
Absolutely. So it's so important to look inward, because it's definitely easy for us to look outward, but it's important to look inward and take that time to develop. So on your journey, Trey, when did you, because we know you did the work of just taking that moment and taking that time to sit, when did you realize that, you know what, all that I have endured and went through in this process is not just for me, it's time for me to share? When did you know that was?
It really wasn't like a pivotal moment, right? They had Periscope. Periscope is like all these other streaming platforms. I don't know if everybody remembers Periscope.
I do.
But I was going through it, right? And I just started getting up in the morning and I just started going live streaming. And people started coming on, and I started just talking about my experience because I needed to pour. I needed to let it go because I was overwhelmed. I had been suppressing, and I was at a breaking point that if I did not get this out, it was going to break me. So I just started talking about, I committed adultery and I'm a different person now and I'm on this healing journey. And so many women started coming on, and men. And one of the men just recently started following me on TikTok, like, hey, it's me from Periscope. Shout out to Romello. But anyway, so I was just like pouring into other people, serving while I was healing. So, and it was healing for me to talk about it. It was healing for me to let it go. It was healing for me to tell somebody else, you're not your biggest mistake. You're your better choices. It was just healing for me because I'm like, I'm not, and that's where I started saying, I'm not judging you. I used to be you, because many people feel judged when you're trying to help them. No, boo, I'm not judging you. I used to be a side chick. It's not the right thing to do. Judgment, people say when you tell them the truth, there's a difference between judgment and the truth. The
Yeah.
truth is, you know, you ain't supposed to be sleeping with that lady husband. That's not judging you. The truth is, you know, you ain't supposed to be sleeping with that lady's husband. So you can decipher the truth and judgment from, is it true? Does it hold weight? Am I wrong in this situation? Do I need to change something?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not judgment, it's the truth. So that's when I started going on a journey of, I need something to change for me, right? And this is how I got my coach. I didn't know where I was in life, right? I just really didn't know where I was in life. And I was on a prayer. She had a prayer line called Girlfriends Pray. She still has it, Girlfriends Pray Ministries. And one of my friends named Susie said, you need to get on the prayer line, because she knew I was going through a lot in this a toxic relationship I was in. And I was like, I ain't getting on a prayer line praying for people. She was like, no, fool, they pray for you. Like, they got intercessors that pray for you. And I was like, oh. So she said they come on 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. So I was on there religiously because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I was just messy. I was just all over the place. Things had ended. It was just toxic, and I was just tired and lost. And D. Marshall, my coach, who came on and said, she had this program called Life Camp, Spiritual Growth and Personal Development. I'm a girl from the hood. I had never heard none of this life coaching, life camp. You know what? I'm a girl. I'm like, life coach. I'm not paying this lady to talk to her.
Right.
And then she said something, and she said, this is not for me. This is for you, because I got businesses. And I said, wow, this is my person. She like, I don't need your money. Like, you the one that's going through this. And one of the first things she said to me is, you need to locate yourself.
That location.
And I just really started working on it. When I started saying to her, he did this, she said, no, everybody needs this. Whether you get a life coach, therapist, or somebody to hold you accountable, that when she said no, not what he did, what about you, and what are you doing to change what happened? Why did you allow that? No, this is not about your mother when you were a kid. Because coaching is, I'm getting you from where you are to where you're trying to go. Therapy is dealing with your childhood issues. Now, she said to me, if you need therapy, then you need to go do that. But what we're doing is we're getting you from where you are to where you're trying to go. So not what about them or what they did to you. What about you, and what are you trying to do next? So it was eye-opening for me to find myself. And what I learned about myself in that situation is I didn't have life skills. And I'm not talking about cooking and cleaning, because that's what they teach us, life skills, cook and clean, to be able to change your clothes. Life skills, I didn't know about communication. That's a life skill. Basic. I didn't know how to make a decision. That's a life skill. I didn't know about creative and critical thinking. These are life skills. So I'm just going through life making decisions like whatever feels good. Decision is a skill. As I went on this journey with her, it taught me I had to, one, let go of the past, and two, what are the areas that I'm lacking in.
And if I could just, just state, these are things that were showing up for you, and you have been married and everything. Right? Communication, conflict resolution, all of these things. So it doesn't matter. You got to locate yourself wherever. Nobody is excluded from this thing. Girl, wherever you are today.
Woo! I didn't have no business being nobody's wife, truth be told. Because I didn't know, I just knew how to, because my mother, I love my mom, God rest her soul. My mother was in survival mode her whole entire life because she lost her mother at 15. So what I learned was survival mode. Do what's best, not thriving mode. My mother was never in thriving mode where I'm good. No, she was surviving. Like me and my cousin, we was raised by wolves, because our parents, they were like, we do whatever. They were from the projects. We do whatever we got to do. So that was our mentality. So I had to shift my mentality from the past, healing from the past. I had to say, wow, they had to live like that. They didn't know nothing about no life coaches, therapy, and back to our ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? They had to survive. My mother had to survive. We're in a different time right now, ladies and gentlemen, where we have resources that they didn't have. So we don't have to be in survival mode all the time. So we have to be willing to look at that past and say that dysfunction is not normal. and I have resources to change where I can go to a therapist. My mother, therapist, black people, crazy people go to therapists, but we're not there anymore. So in order to heal from the past, we have to deal with what was back there, and we have to accept the fact that it's over.
Yeah.
Accept the fact that it's over. Accept the fact that your mom didn't know, any better than what she taught you. Accept the fact that that man didn't want to be with you no more. He don't like you no more. Accept the fact that it's over. And that's a big key too to healing from the past is the end goal is acceptance. I lost my brother in 2020 from a motorcycle accident. And when I tell you, when I got that phone call, everything in me wanted to have a heart attack, or I don't know. What saved me was I sat on the side of my bed and I told myself, there's nothing you can do about this. Now you can go run outside screaming. You could punch a hole in this wall, but it's not going to change the outcome of the news that you just got. So I was acceptance was able to let me be there and be still and pray. But had I not known or learned acceptance, accepting the fact that I don't have control of this is one situation, sis, that you cannot change no matter what you do. He's not coming back. So sit, be still for a minute. So once we learn acceptance and detachment, man, I'm trying to tell you, we so attached to things. Yeah. We so attached to the past. We so attached to that story. Unless that story is to transform, unless that story is to encourage, inspire, motivate, or change something in a positive way, detach yourself from it. Stop being attached to the victim. Yeah. I'm the victim. You so attached to that story, girl. Let that story go, and you are the author of your book. You get to start a new page, and today is the day you get to start that new page. You are not the victim anymore. Victims are taken by surprise. You know exactly what that is. So I'm gonna have to ask you, sis, to put that down. Unless you're telling your story to transform people, to let them know I used to be there and I'm not there anymore. If you are using that story in a victim mentality, that's holding on to the past. And the only way to heal from the past is to let go of that being your story and you being a victim.
Look. You are hitting it all on the note tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Look, y'all, we are talking about healing from the past. But in order to do so, you got to sit in it. You got to sit with yourself. You have to let things go, detach. When Trey came on here tonight, the first thing you said, Trey, was that it's no longer my story.
That's it.
That thing hit me. I said, she just said, from the jump, it's no longer my story.
Nope.
I'm sharing it from a transforming place, but it's no longer my story.
I could talk about it, and this is something people should learn. If you can't talk about it, it's because you're still in it. I'm not still in it. I'm not still messing with somebody's husband. I'll never people say never. No, I'll never mess with nobody's husband again. It wasn't beneficial to anybody. It wasn't. It didn't grow me. It didn't teach me anything. It only made me feel bad. So no, that's not what we're doing anymore. And again, I believe truth plus transparency equals healing. So I share my truth. I own my truth. I'm transparent about it. So not only will I heal, but the people who hear it will heal. So when you're sharing your story from a place of, I want people to heal and I'm not in it anymore. Because somebody said, how could you say that? I said, because I don't do that no more. I could talk, if I'm not talking about it, then it's a problem because I got secrets and you're only as sick as your secrets.
Ooh, wait a minute. I got my little bell. Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, I got it. That's when you the words you got. Look, yes. You know what? We have to take seriously the purpose that God has given us, and what the words that we say and we put, out in the atmosphere. I listened to Dr. Alexis, and she always said, words create worlds.
Yes.
words create, and they do.
Yes.
And so
God said, let there be
be like,
light.
and it was. I was just reading
It
that
was.
today. And so, yes. And so when we are, especially when you're in the healing business, you're coaching, you're speaking, and all of this, and in the transforming lives and inspiration and empowerment, all of this, we got to be careful what we're speaking out to people, because it's spirit, it's spirits in
Yes.
the environments we can create, right? We are able to change environments and speak into things and break things up, destroy yokes, bring down the high places, bring them down, and all of that. But we have to be so careful, because when you're speaking over people, especially when they're in these different places, you can be more, you can damage and be
Yes.
detrimental to people.
Yes.
And then be pouring your stuff, if you're still in it, on them.
Yes.
And then they end up leaving your space more weighty than what they came in. And so it is so important. I do praise and worship, and I'm like, God, I say, Lord, you come and show up in me. And sometimes I don't feel like,
right.
Sometimes I'm like, Lord, I need you to show all the way up. First, I'm in this for me, because I got to get what I need.
Yes.
Right? But when he shows up, and he shows up so strong, I'm like, wow, God, only you could have done that. But the thing about it is, I'm releasing that release. I'm releasing to take on what I need, because God, in order for your people to get what they need, I got to get what I need. But we got to be, all that to say, we just got to be so careful what we're pouring out. Not to say we're perfect, but
yes.
to open up and give room for that transformation as well. If we're speaking out, does it all make sense?
It makes sense. And understand too, and this is one thing I learned about myself in words. This is so important, though, appealing from the past as well. Yeah. Your words are a boomerang. I say this all the time. Your words, your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Be careful what you think, be careful what you say, and be careful what you do, because it's a boomerang that's coming back to find you. So whether you think you doing something, it's coming back for you. Those words, those thoughts, and those actions, they're coming back to look for you. So be careful what you say about people. Be careful what you think about people. Be careful what you tell people to do, because it's all coming back to find you, because you're the source. His words will not come back to him void. Your words will come back and find you. The very words that you speak, you will eat. So I'm really careful. And again, like we said, no judgment. We're not perfect. However, when you're self-aware, right, you'll bring those words from the past. Somebody did it to me, and all of that other stuff. And you're not healing, because you're still bringing that trash from the past into your own life. You're speaking that over other women, saying, well, somebody did it to me, I hope this happens to her, and I hope that, and I don't care. No, that's happening to you, boo. Because because the other person already got their stuff, because we're all growing and learning and making mistakes. So you got to be conscious of what you're doing, because your stuff is your stuff, and it's going to come back to you. So you don't even have to worry about vengeance, and you don't even have to worry about paying somebody back for what they did in the past. Like I said, though that forgiveness of other folks, definitely me forgiving the people in my life, everybody on a daily basis, because you have to forgive people on a daily basis, because people are flawed. Me forgiving them releases me from living the offense over and over again. I don't want to live yesterday, what happened to me yesterday. I don't want to live what happened to me last week. I can, if I'm saying I'm never going to forgive that person. So every time I think about that person, every time I see that person, I'm going to relive that offense. It's not hurting them. I'm going to get a headache. My neck going to start hurting. I'm going to be tensed up. My back going to hurt. I'm going to be unhappy. They're going to be about their way. So I have to let those offenses go, so I don't have to relive them over and over. And so many people are doing this on a daily basis, because we've been taught, I'm going to forgive, but I'm never going to forget. No, I'm going to throw it in a sea of forgetfulness, because I don't even want to think about the fact that you cheated on me. Or I don't want to think about the fact that you stopped speaking to me. Or I don't want to think about the fact that you smacked me. I don't want to think about the fact that you was talking about me to other. I don't want to think about that stuff. I got positive things to think about and things to do to get me in my present for my abundant life that was promised to me.
Yeah.
I can't get that if I'm sitting in that.
Yeah. 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 And if you say that I'm going to forgive, but I don't forget, right? And it might still be there, but that means if you're still holding on to it, then you might as well still be in the whole thing because it don't even matter.
Right.
You're still back at ground zero.
2018.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
2023, you still in 2018 talking about what he did or what she said or what they did and when you
And
ain't
they
gonna,
are
you
like
hurt.
so far going on with their lives.
Right.
And you just said something about which I was talking to my mom about how when people hold on to stuff, they don't realize how it impacts their health.
Yes.
Ailments. I mean, you're trying to figure out why your leg is throbbing. That's where that unforget. Not for real
Forgiveness
though.
is in your calf.
It's in your calf. Look, I'm so serious though.
I am too. Girl, I had back
You talking
pains
about
for
you done had a heart
years.
attack? Listen.
I had back pains for years because I was holding on. I was harboring unforgiveness for my youngest son's father. I was in a space of where I hated him and it was clenching me up, my back, my shoulders, my neck. I'm like, and when I got into a space of where I really started forgiving people, I felt release in my body. I was like, wow, my back hasn't hurt.
You
No, no.
gotta take all those pills.
No.
You just need to forgive somebody today to be
Yes.
healed from your. You just have to forgive. No, for real. Forget about the other person, but it's for you. You're trying to figure out why I'm taking all these pills, why I can't sleep at night, why I have so much pain and tension in my back. Listen, forgiveness.
Let it go. Stop harboring that animosity. Stop harboring animosity because it's killing. It's literally killing you. Your high blood pressure is literally killing you. The cancer that spread is literally killing you. Let that stuff go because the other thing is tomorrow's not promised.
Oh,
when I lay down, if I don't wake up, I want to lay down and know that today was a good day because I wasn't stuck in my past. And another thing about healing from the past, you have to release people that want to keep you stuck in the past. If you want to live in my past, that's your business. But I don't live there anymore. If you want to bring up that, oh, I remember when, okay, well, I keep on remembering when. But people who want to hold you in your past don't belong in your future.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be willing to let them go.
Yeah.
And it's 2 times you need to let people go. To let them go, to let them grow, or let them go so you can grow.
That's good.
There's 2 times that you got to think about when you're thinking about, should I let this person go? Are they stagnating my growth?
Yeah.
Are they stagnating their growth? Or am I stagnant? Because sometimes we're the enablers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And no, let them go. They holding you in your past.
Yeah.
And again, some people, because you was friends with them from the 3rd grade, they belong in your past. They served their season or their reason. Everybody's not a lifetimer. Sometimes I know her since, and she's toxic, and she's still fighting with her baby daddy, and they've been fighting for 17 years. And she come to your house with all of that and pour that on you. So you not only living in your past, but you stuck. Some people stuck in other people's past. That's a whole nother.
Then they come into your environment
and bring their
filling up your environment, and then they leave to go to their home. So they done left it, dropped the drunk at your door, and went to their home. So, feeling all good and refreshed. Woo! I got that on my chest.
Yes. And talk about something from 10 years ago, though. And talking about something from 10 years ago. And we have to be that voice to say, girl, you got to let that go. Okay. So somebody need to hear this tonight. Yeah. You got to tell them people that's in the past, that's coming, that's stuck in their past, that I don't want to talk about that no more. Yeah. Why are you still talking about old boy? Why are you still talking about that job? What's next? You want to be an entrepreneur? What's your next step? Yeah. What's next for you? Okay, 3 months ago you got fired. I understand the pain, and we all got to process pain, but that's the past. Today you got fired 3 months ago. What is your desire? What's your purpose? What's your plan? What next? Because yesterday is gone. Yeah. Yesterday's gone. And you got to let those things go. And so many people that can't let go of yesterday is because they still stuck in 20 years ago. Heal people. heal. It's okay. Whatever you need to do, go see a therapist, go see a coach, journal to figure out why you're still angry about that thing.
Yeah.
Or this thing happened to me. How can I get the help to be released from that? And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. We all need help. We all need support. We all need somebody. No man is an island. So in order to heal from the past, sometimes you have to ask for help because you can't do it by yourself, depending on the level of trauma. But nobody's responsible for that but you, unfortunately. I'm responsible to deal with whatever happened to me in my past. I'm responsible, not my mama,
Right.
not my ex, not my kid. That's my responsibility. My peace, my healing from the past traumas is my responsibility, whether I got to go find a therapist, a coach, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a pastor, a preacher, a teacher, whatever it is, it's my responsibility for me.
Yeah. Look, all of that. I hope y'all are listening loud and clearly and locate.
Yourself.
That's my word.
Yes.
So when you said, I'm like, yes, locate where you are right now. And look, sometimes you got to locate yourself every day, every moment,
every second,
look, things are happening. Shifts, pivots, things are taking place.
Yes.
The winds are blowing, literally.
Yes.
You know, but it's important for all of us to take the moment to sit down. I like to call it evaluate, activate, and elevate.
Yes.
Sit down for a second.
Yes.
And see what's really going on. Get the pulse on where you are.
For sure.
But it's
yes.
Go ahead.
And again, stop dwelling on things you cannot change. Yeah. You cannot change the past.
Yeah.
And again, don't let the past triggers affect your present. Those things, and again, like there's circumstances and situations going on in my life right now, but I'm not going backwards. I'm going forward to say, what did you learn from this? Yeah. Is this what's the message? What's the teachable moment here? What do you need to get from this? I'm not going to dwell on he, she, them, they. No, I'm going to learn it. Each person has to go forward and learn, because every day is a new lesson, and it's either going to be in vain or it's going to be a blessing. So the experiences that we're having, good, bad, or indifferent, is to teach somebody else, whether it's to encourage them, whether it's to tell them there's a cliff up ahead, you don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or whether it's to inspire them. We are not going through experiences for no reason. Right. And the way that whatever you do with that experience is totally up to you. You can use it as a crutch, or you can use it to catapult you into a new sphere in the future.
Yeah. Ooh, listen, how do you stay? Because we know, as you said, life is happening. Even up before you get, coming on live tonight, still processing. How do you stay in action? And I'm asking that because some people may feel that, oh my goodness, I'm stuck. I don't even know how to pick up the phone and find me a therapist,
Right.
I'm overwhelmed. How do I even get the guts and, pull myself together to get moving? What would be the steps, or can you share, how do you stay in action to keep moving from the past?
Yes. First of all, I have like-minded people around me. I have a support system around me. You need help. If you're not stuck, you're staying. So if I sit here and don't do nothing about the way that I'm feeling, I'm not stuck. My legs still work. And it's baby steps. You don't have to, let me just say this. One thing I learned, I taught myself this. This was a mantra I had when I was going through it. I said, I used to wake up in the morning and say, you don't have to figure out your whole life in one day. Just get through the day. You don't have to figure your whole life out, Trey. You're trying to figure out what's going to be going on in 5 years, and you're not fit to figure out what's going on in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's figure out these 5 minutes. So if you're feeling stuck, the best thing you could do for yourself is ask for help. And I'm not talking about your girlfriends. If you are in a place of overwhelm and you're feeling desperate, we got people that are killing themselves. Make a phone call. The suicide hotline is private. Nobody's going to say anything to you. Make a phone call. Call the pastor, the preacher. I'm telling you, I'm big on, I need some help, right? Because again, this weekend was crazy. I called my girl. I went to her house actually, and she was like, I'm not going outside today, but she gonna kill me. But I went to her house. I was like, you need to get dressed because I need you.
Right. Yeah.
That you need those kind of people in your life. She travels a lot for her job. So she had been on 62 planes, literally. I don't mean 62, but probably 8 planes in the last 4 days. And she was like, I'm just staying home. I went over there. I went to one event. I rolled up on her and I said, I need you to get dressed. She's like, I'm not going nowhere. And I said, I need you.
Yeah.
She went in that room, got dressed, went to the event. I had to go to another autism event. She went with me and she stayed with me that whole night. And I got home like 3:30 in the morning. But my girl was with me, my support. I knew who to go to. And I have my core 4, my girls is 4 of them. We call each other the core. And I know what to call on each of them for. One is my prayer warrior, Laura. She prayed to when you call her and say, I need you to pray for me. She on her knees. She a girl. She on her knees. I could drive to my other friend Gaby's house and pull up on her and say, girl, is she gonna come? And we got this joke, but I'll tell that another time. But have a team of people around you that you can depend on, right? Make sure it's okay to ask. So many people don't want to ask for help. And let me tell the people this. The reason why we don't want to ask for help is because we feel like we're going to be a burden. I'm a caretaker. I'm a caregiver, rather. I have a son on the autism spectrum. I care for my mother through cancer. I care for one of my very best friends through cancer. And the one thing that my mother said and my best friend said that I'll never forget, they told me they didn't want to be a burden when they couldn't help themselves. You are not a burden on people that love you. You are not a burden on the right people that love you. You understand? So my best friend, when she couldn't go to the bathroom by herself, she's like, I don't want you to go. I have to have a bowel movement. I'm like, I don't care. She's like, I'm such a burden. Let me tell every person listening. People who love you, you're not a burden. I wasn't a burden on my best friend. You're not a burden. You're not. Just understand that, because so many people are killing themselves. So many people are living in silent depression, Monet. So many people are walking around with a smile on their face and screaming on the inside because they don't want to be a burden to you. They don't want to be a burden to me. I'm telling you, sis, when we get off of here, we are forever connected. Don't you ever feel like you're a burden to me. I don't care what time of day or night it is. We need each other. We have past pains that when we're going through things, those triggers show up in the present. Like, I knew this was going to happen. No, it's not because of what you did in the past, because you're forgiven for that. And the last thing I'm going to say is to people, if you don't take anything else away from me, healing from the past, you are not your biggest mistake. You are your better choices. And if you don't like where you are right now, you have the opportunity every day to make a better choice.
Woo! So choose well. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm just sitting here taking all of this in, because in order for us, as I even stated earlier, to move forward, we do have to heal from the past. Sometimes you got, and because life is going to continue to show up, some of those things that you know is going to keep showing, you might have to pick some of that stuff up and let some of that stuff go. But if it's whatever it is, like, you gotta come on.
And another thing too, even though we pluck up the root, you gotta be careful of the little weeds. In the garden, them weeds be popping up. You don't see the weed. A weed just show up. So you gotta be aware that even though you plucked up that root, those people that knew that story, weed might pop up and bring it up, right? You got to pluck that weed and tell that weed, no, I'm good on that. Okay, you go on over there, because that root was plucked up a long time ago. And since you want to talk about that, my past, I know you don't belong in my present. So when you pluck that root up from your past, because you're not holding me to the root that I plucked up, but you're just a little weed, and it's easy to pluck a weed. Go on out of here. And when I see you, and you got to continue to pluck the weeds every day.
Yeah.
Because they come all, you ever see go out in the grass and you like, it's 72 dandelions because they weeds.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But
so you have to get that regular maintenance.
Yes. Woo, girl.
That regular maintenance.
Yes.
So sometimes when you cutting that grass, I know I get mine down on the regular, but like you said, those weeds want to just come on up. So you have to just locate and understand and know and identify what is your routine. What is the maintenance you need? Is it therapy? Is it a coach? I'm just repeat,
girl, yes.
Sis, that's good. That's a whole nother conversation.
Like anytime. To go anytime. You got to know what you need.
You got to know what you need in order to not just survive, but to thrive.
Thrive, yes. And you got to let go of the survival mode that we were taught so long ago. We are not surviving anymore. We got a lot of resources now.
Yeah.
And you, again, if you're still stuck in the past, you can't even see the resources in your present because you're so happy to play the victim. I ain't nobody's victim, okay? And we all get in that mode. But again, when I get in that mode, I got to go around people that's going to pull me out. My people, when they get in that mode, they got to know that they can come to me and say, we're not getting stuck here. We rock and rolling. We riding. We going. We going to keep moving. We're not going to sit in here and cry. We're going to go out and do whatever we need. We're going to go throw some axes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to go have us a good dinner because we work hard. Get what you need. We're going to go hang out. We're going to go chill. We're going to go skating. We're going to go to the mall. But what we're not going to do here is sit amongst ourselves and have a pity party.
We're going to put our feet in some sand and get grounded.
Come on, girl.
Get some water, some clear water. Look, that's my place.
Flight. That's your thing. We're going to get on a flight.
But get what you need.
Yeah, and ask.
That core group. Ask. People
don't know.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody a mind reader. Stop walking around with a smile on your face and saying, don't nobody ever check on me. Don't nobody ever did. Because they think you okay. Tell folks you ain't okay.
And sometimes the famous, and as we close it, the famous, because I used to say this all the time. Somebody say, how you doing today? I'm good. That I'm good thing.
Yes. No.
And then when you really think about it, it's like,
I ain't good.
Maybe I was good, but I ain't good right now.
I ain't good.
So we have to, really truly watch and be true to the words and the things that we're saying, especially if we know that these are people that is a safe place for us. Because we're not saying go tell all your business to somebody who's not. We're talking about your core.
It's okay not to be okay.
And it's okay. And you're not alone.
No.
You are not alone. Look, I'm taking so many nuggets from this tonight. Trey, I am so appreciative and I'm excited that I have a new sister here.
Yes.
So I removed. Look, you came on in the room today and shook it up. Just such a confirmation to things that have been showing up and that things that God has even been saying. And so I really thank you for coming on and sharing your story. I know that this is only the beginning.
Yes.
And I really look forward to keeping the connection going, because it is so important for us to really live our best life in purpose.
Yes.
Because that is what we will be held accountable for and responsible for. And I am just so excited for what's happening, definitely for what's to come, but so much in this moment and being present here in Sister to Sister. So thank you all for coming on and sharing tonight. Please let us know how if anybody wants to connect with you, how can they connect with you?
I am all things Trey Kearney, TrayKearney. I am Trey Kearney on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. On TikTok, I am Trey Kearney 26. That is where I play at a lot more than these other places. But TikTok is my playground, so you'll see me over there a lot more. And you can go to my website, which is also www.treykearney.com. And you can Google me, and I'll pop up.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, I have all of her hashtags, everything.
Yes.
Follow. I was on your page. I said, yes, sis. When you had your, is it a podcast as well with the guys?
Okay.
And
New You Nation Network. That's my my network that I started. New You Nation Network YouTube channel. It is geared toward Generation X, content for Generation X and beyond. It's young folk want to come on in, but this is catered toward us because we tired of clicking on and streaming and seeing booties and boobs and cussing and all of this. So I felt I wasn't getting the content that I wanted on other platforms. I was disturbed by it. So I'm a solution-based person. So I went out and started a whole network, New You Nation Network YouTube channel.
Awesome. Awesome. And if someone wants to purchase your book or support, they can find you on all of those.
www.treykearney.com.
Look, y'all, there you have it. This phenomenal woman, Trey Kearney. Thank you so much for coming to Sister to Sister, everybody. Thank you for plugging into us tonight. Please know that it is time to live your best life, and you can start from healing from the past. Next week, we were going to be back here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves at 7 p.m. for yet another Power Pack session. Look, y'all, we are blazing the trail and going through. We not sleep. We're going to get some rest. But what I'm saying is that we are blazing the room to the new year and onward. So we thank you for just taking this time out for us, and we will continue to stay connected. Take care, Trey. Thank you.
Good night.
So
thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.